In today's video, I finally find some sandpipers and peep species, and I go looking for some brand new lifers, seeing some incredible peeps, but also some really amazing other birds along the way. Come along with me. What's up everyone, welcome back. Today's the third time I am heading out trying to find these lifer sandpipers. Just as a reminder, if you haven't heard me mention them in my past video, I am missing Baird sandpiper, Pectoral Sandpiper, and Stilt Sandpiper. And we've just had no luck out at Antelope Island trying to find sandpiper recently. And so now I'm at Farmington Bay where they've been reported a little more regularly, hoping I can finally pick them up this weekend. Let's go see what birds we can find. To give you some context on my location, Farmington Bay is along the eastern edge of the Great Salt Lake. The edges of the Salt Lake are often a really great spot to find shorebirds, which is why I found myself here. Now first, I was working my way along a river that fed into the Great Salt Lake, where I spotted some American white pelican to start off the adventure. And standing still as ever was this great blue heron perched up on what I believe is a nest box. I'm not totally sure what these are for. They appear to be for birds to nest on just based on the hay, but if you know, let me know in the comments down below. After some of the initial birds, I finally found some mudflats that had a ton of foraging shorebirds. Now the killdeer were the most plentiful species around. There were a few Wilson's Fowler walking amongst these killdeer, but I was more excited by some of the other species I was seeing, hoping I could get a lifer. I finally found some peeps. Now I just needed to figure out what the heck kind they are. They're so far away that it's tough. It's a lot of killdeer, but there's definitely some sandpipers and maybe yellow legs too. Now super exciting, I did get my first lifer. Amongst these yellow legs was a Pectoral Sandpiper. In fact, there were actually a few of them around. At a distance, it's hard to tell, but these sandpipers are stockier. They have a really thick neck, and when you look at the yellow legs here, they're a little bit smaller and a lot browner color. That one in the middle is the Pectoral Sandpiper. Another photo here, the one on the very right this time, is the Pectoral Sandpiper. You can see that it is a lot stockier. That's the best way I can describe it. But once I picked that out, it was pretty easy to tell. The hunt for lifers continued as I moved to another group of birds. Initially, I picked out the gulls as they were the easiest to spot. There is also, I believe, a snowy egret in the midst of all these gulls too, which is pretty cool. But just behind this group of gulls were some more Pectoral Sandpiper and some yellow legs hanging out by those ducks. Across the way I was looking for more lifers too, but those just turned out to be yellow legs. Some fairly common to Utah American avocet roam the shallows as well, looking for food themselves. Man, I am going to be honest, I studied pectoral, Baird's, western, and stilt sandpiper, and I am still just not able to tell these apart. It is so difficult when they're out there in the field. Like, I can tell the sizes, so I can limit it down to 2 or 3 species, but I'm really going to have to do some photo review and just get more experience, which is totally okay. I am on my own birding journey. I can't get everything perfect right away in the field, but at least it is very easy to pick out all of the killdeer, all of the American avocets. So I can filter a lot of those. I took a bunch of pictures of the sandpipers that I was unclear on what they were, and I will be putting on the screen for sure what I end up seeing. To highlight what a challenge shorebird ID can be, when you're looking at a group like this, it's literally just a bunch of brown blobs. You have to be so precise in figuring out the dimensions, the colors, the leg color, and some of those can be hard to tell at a distance. And so, seriously, give yourself some grace as you try to attempt shorebird ID for the first time if you're new to it. It is not an easy task, but I persisted because I wanted to get some more lifers. I was still looking for a Baird Sandpiper and a Stilt Sandpiper. And after watching and listening to that tern fly around and scream for a while, I did get another lifer, which was really exciting. Amidst these yellow legs again on the left-hand side here is a Stilt Sandpiper. This might not be as easy to tell from this video clip, but let me show you a few photos to show some of the ID features. So this Stilt Sandpiper was just a tiny bit smaller than the yellow legs. Its wing pattern was slightly different too, but the bigger giveaway is it had a thicker, down curving bill opposed to the yellow legs' slightly upturned bill. Sweet lifer to pick up. I was really happy to see this. This next clip right here is probably the best illustration I have of how the Pectoral Sandpiper has such a thicker, stockier neck than the yellow legs that were around in some of the other Sandpipers. It reminded me kind of a bit of a football, honestly. I don't know why, or maybe a gourd or something. Just like in my previous videos, we once again get to see some phalarope doing their circle foraging motion to try and bring prey up to the surface. Certainly a unique behavior amongst shorebirds. At this point in the day, I started to move away from some of the mud flats where I was getting all these shorebirds. As much as I would have loved to stay there for a long time, I wanted to check out the Great Salt Lake area itself and see where the road extends out into the bay a little bit more. I came across a coyote, which is kind of interesting because the last time I was here was the very 1st of January when I was birding with Jordan, and we also saw a coyote that day. There was a red-tailed hawk perched proudly up in a tree, surveying the grasslands down below. Alright, so I'm driving out to the actual bay now, and there's probably 50 horseflies flying around my car. I'm like scared to go outside. They're pretty big too, but I think I'm gonna have to just to show you what I'm seeing. So there are probably like 600 gulls on the right side, and then on the left side is a waterfowl rest area. So there's a bunch of ducks congregated there. They must know that they can't be hunted out there. I don't even know if it's hunting season in Utah right now. I did see a handful of people go by with boats, so it might be, but there's a lot of ducks out that way, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna get some quick video clips of these species that I'm seeing out here and then add them to the checklist, and I think I might call it a day, honestly. Green Bay Packers are playing right now, and I gotta get home to catch the second half of the game, so let's wrap up this adventure with these huge groups of birds. I am not going to put all the birds on the screen because there seriously were so many. There were plenty of ruddy duck, northern shoveler, probably green-winged teal and mallards mixed in here, western and Clark's grebe, and then gulls on this side as well as a ton more gulls on the other side of the road. Seriously, look how many ducks I was seeing. Like, look at that guy. What the heck? It's the size of my finger. Jeez. And then on the other side, it was gulls galore. The heat haze here was rough, so I had some trouble getting the ones off in the distance, but something spooked the whole flock up and they started flying above me. And yeah, there was a lot of them. I had to put some estimates on my checklist, that's for sure. Well, that is going to do it today. I hope you enjoyed me finally finding some sandpipers. Thank you, of course, as always, for watching my videos. I'll see you in the next one. Happy birding.